Hey there people, it's Fresh Marks to another fresh review, aka Zest for Life. Today I'll be doing two things. One, I'll be reviewing my fragrance that I made with blue gin called Gin and Juice. And the second thing I'll be doing is reviewing a new fragrance that I've just got. Well, it's not actually new in how it came out, but it's new to me. Citron Noir by Hermes Fragrances. Oh dear, Citron Noir. Now, this is a very exciting fragrance for me because it has that smoky note mixed with citrus that is great for mixing and also nice on its own as a refreshing alternative to the usual bright citrus fragrances. This has a nice bright citrus, but it has a very deep smoky note, and a blue gin mixed with let's say 5 sprays of Sicily, 4 sprays of blue gin. We got 3 sprays of Soleil d'Italy by Mansura and 2 sprays of oud blue notes by Mansura. Now this creates something that amplifies the blue fruity notes with the oud blue notes. The cardamom is also amplified in the Soleil d'Italy with the top note of cardamom blending very nicely with the blue gin top notes of mandarin and cardamom. This opens up as something slightly aquatic fresh because it's more pineapple and mandarin. The mandarin is very heavy in this because it's a mixture. The juice is like gin and juice, but it's like orange and pineapple juice. So it's like a mixed tropical fruit juice, but with most mixed tropical fruit juice you get more orange and sort of mangoish vibe. But this has a bit of pineapple from the Sicily, but it's pineapple. Pineapple is sharp with the ambiguous note that is in there from Sicily. The ambiguous and jasmine highlight the sharpness of the pineapple. Then the mandarin comes second as a very resinous and sweet, juicy mandarin, but it's almost resinous with the sweetness because it has a Sicily mandarin, it has the blue gin mandarin top note, Italian mandarin which is light and effervescent, and it has the very sweet clementine orange note from Soleil d'Italy. So mixing with the aquatic note that is in Soleil d'Italy to make an orange juice vibe with the pineapple and orange that is in Sicily. We have the juniper berries in blue gin to introduce the blue fruity musk note that would be the Bombay sapphire mixed with the Bombay sapphire-esque blue gin note mixed with the fruits of Sicily to make the fruit juice of orange and pineapple with a very clear glacial fresh and slightly spicy blue gin mixed with it. And now finally, after 3 sprays of the Soleil d'Italy, which is less than the blue gin but has a nice cardamom which is aromatic and the sweetness of very resinously sweet, almost orange. The oud blue notes adds a more blue fruity note to it, so it can still remain refreshing in a blue scent way, so you know that there is the blue glacial freshness contrasting with the fruit. Otherwise the mandarin and pineapple would overthrow the aquatic freshness of this perfume. So oud blue notes, because it has that sort of, it's a sea mineral note, so it adds some sparkling, almost slightly saltiness to the drink. And almost when you add salt to something, you can highlight the sweetness of it, sort of like when you add a pinch of salt to milk chocolate to highlight the chocolate and sweetness of the chocolate. So that is a technique that I used, and this comes out more like fruit juice with a touch of gin. If you want a stronger drink, let's say, of this drink, of this perfume, you'd add more blue gin for a more effervescent, clear, blue fruity touch. Let's say blue, clear, glacial, fruity touch with that juniper berry. So Moving on from that, that was 5 sprays of Sicily, 4 sprays of Brew Gin, 3 sprays of Soleil d'Italy, and 2 sprays of Oud Blue Notes by Mansira, in proportion. Next, I'm going to talk about Citron Noir, Eau de Citron Noir by Hermes. This is a fragrance I was excited about because of its smoke note, as I was saying earlier. Just spritz this on. Very nice. It's like a woody patchouli note, although it doesn't actually say it in the ingredients. The ingredients are quite nondescript actually. They only say lime in the top note. In the middle there's supposed to be black tea, yes, and in the base there is was it incense or smoke, just smoke. But I believe in the top note you get a bright, almost grapefruit-like citrus, which some people call a tart lemon. It's quite hard to find actually, something that isn't candied, yet it has the sweet, zesty appeal of lemon in a natural way. Natural and refreshing. Natural because it's sour like grapefruit, like the skin of the lemon. It's juicy like the grapefruit because it has a rounded appeal, some sourness to it. The black tea, the contrast of the black tea, which is more of a dark herbal note, not really a smoky note. It provides the pause in the fragrance mid, which I believe that is very important in the transition of a fragrance, that there's a top note, the middle notes give a sort of pause from the top and the bottom, and then the base notes come in to provide a full transition. And this is very well made in the way that the top citrus, bright tart lemon notes are amplified and contrasted well by having a nice sort of pause in the middle with the black tea, which is more of a mate sort of herbal note. Mate is a green tea, or matcha tea, let's say, for Japanese. And this is a dark, slightly green, bitter herbal note that really stops the citrus from being too bright and sweet. It provides that pause, that shade, that in the Noir, let's say, the shade from the fruits, where it stops being so sweet and tart and bright and sour. It has a pause where it's dumbed down a little bit, just sort of wow, it's softened, let's say, by the dark shade of black tea, and then the smoky smoke note comes in, which is almost like a deep bubbling incense, very similar to Versace Dylan Blue. However, this has more smoke to it than the incense note in Versace Dylan Blue. However, I do like the spicy juxtaposition of sweet violet in that, with saffron that they have, which is spicy and sweet, and violet is creamy and soft with mineral notes. However, this is not a sea mineral or aquatic fragrance, despite its blue color. It is not a typical blue fragrance, despite its blue color, because Hermes does things in a classy way always. Let me just, even though I'm not spraying it on in a classy way, I'm heavily overspraying just to get the point across of how it smells. I like to engulf myself in the fragrance so I can really experience it with you at the same time. So it's all about the citrus in the top. They say it's just lime or black lime, which is, I don't know what a black lime is. It sounds like something that's gone off really. But they say it's in a tea note. So very it's almost like a smoky lime if I was to simplify it, but the tartness of the lemon, sourness like grapefruit, there's a bright green and yellow citrus about it that is reminiscent of a bright soured lemon, like not ready lemon, but just something very sour and slightly sweet and acrid, but it really goes well with the dark, almost woodsy patchouli notes in the base. There is no patchouli note as stated, but it feels like there's patchouli woods in the base with the sweetness that you get from the resinous, not resinous, but the residual sweetness of the effervescent, sweet and juicy green lime provides a sweet airiness that is reminiscent of musk and patchouli. So it's a very bright, clear fragrance that evolves into something dark, smoky, and quite natural, with an almost matte note of black tea in the middle. So a very sophisticated, grown-up citrus for people who want something a little bit different. I feel that if I mix this, because I was thinking about blue sapphire actually, because I smoked that at Harrods, and I feel that the notes of this with black excess and yes, Versace Dylan Blue, they all equal up to the same notes as blue sapphire, excluding the Bulgarian rose. So I'm gonna check that out, let you know what it thinks. But mixing fragrances is not as easy as just adding notes, so I'll let you know how that goes. But really, this is a fragrance that can be enjoyed on its own, but it is good for mixing a smoky citrus note, which brings some individuality to your fragrance mix. So it's not like Creed Aventus, let's say, because Creed Aventus is jasmine, smoke and fruits, and this is just a little bit different for somebody who wants to part from that crowd but also wants something refreshing and sophisticated at the same time. So definitely check out Eau de Citron Noir by Hermes, a much slept upon fragrance, but I believe it's a mature citrus in the same air as Blue Gin by Mizemir, and other aquatic fragrances like Tom Ford Mandarino di Amalfi Aqua, and well, I would put in the same area as Versace Dylan Blue as well. So these are all great. Some of them are aquatic, but they're all good blue fragrances with individuality. I don't actually like the word blue fragrance because I think it oversimplifies a genre that has been running for the last 20 years and has got a lot more to offer than just blue, let's say. I mean, it's given us a lot, so we should appreciate it a lot more than just calling it a blue fragrance. So give it some love. Let me know what you think of Eau de Citron Noir by Hermes. Take care, stay free and stay fresh.